Welcome back to BikeBeat, and today we're looking at a motorcycle that blends the spirit of the past with the technology of the present. This is the 2025 Honda CL500 Scrambler, Honda's latest addition to their midsize lineup, and it is aimed squarely at riders who want a machine that looks rugged, handles daily life with ease, and carries that unmistakable Honda reliability. Honda hasn't just recycled an existing bike and slapped on a Scrambler badge, though it does share a lot of its heart with Honda's other 500 cubic centimeters twins. Instead, they've created a package that feels distinctly its own, from the styling to the way the engine has been tuned. So picture this. A bike parked on the side of a gravel road, matte paint glinting under a low sun, with that high-mounted exhaust reminding you of the Scramblers of old. But it's not a relic from the 70s. The lighting is LED, the dash is digital, and the entire bike feels as approachable to a first-time midsize rider as it does to someone who's been riding for years. That's the first impression the CL500 Scrambler leaves you with. Honda wanted it to be a bike that makes you feel something when you look at it, but also gives you a sense of confidence when you throw a leg over the seat. The engine is the familiar 471 cubic centimeters liquid-cooled parallel twin, and while you might recognize it from the Rebel 500, CB500F, or CB500X, here it's been massaged for a slightly different character. Honda engineers reworked the intake and ECU mapping to favor stronger mid-range torque, which is what you'll notice most when pulling away from traffic lights, cruising through town, or powering through a set of twisty backroads. It produces about 46 horsepower at 8,500 RPM and 43 Nm of torque at 6,000 RPM. Those numbers don't scream performance in the way some other bikes in the segment might, but on the road the delivery is smooth, usable, and confidence-inspiring. This isn't a bike that will try to rip your arms off, it's a bike that encourages you to ride longer, ride further, and enjoy the experience without getting fatigued. The 6-speed transmission complements the engine beautifully. Gear changes are crisp, the lever travel short and precise, and the slipper clutch is both practical and confidence-boosting. It means less effort on the lever, so city traffic doesn't wear out your left hand, and it smooths out aggressive downshifts, which is especially useful if you're carving down a hill or entering a corner with a bit too much speed. It's small touches like this that make the CL500 welcoming to newer riders while still delivering satisfaction for experienced ones. Now, let's talk about how it feels on the road. The suspension setup is straightforward but well chosen for its role. A 41mm telescopic fork up front provides about 150mm of travel, while twin shocks at the back give you around 145mm. There's preload adjustment in 5 steps, which allows you to stiffen things up a little if you're carrying luggage or a passenger. On typical city streets, with potholes and speed bumps, the CL500 feels composed and forgiving. Take it out to a rural road with patchy asphalt or even a light gravel path, and it still feels confident, which is exactly what you want from something wearing a Scrambler badge. It's not an adventure bike with long travel suspension, but it gives you the freedom to explore places you wouldn't try with a pure street naked. Handling is neutral and approachable. The 19-inch front wheel contributes to stability, especially when the surface isn't perfectly smooth. Paired with the 17-inch rear, you get predictable steering that isn't twitchy but still responds willingly when you lean it into corners. At around 192 kilograms wet, the bike is light enough to move around easily, whether you're pushing it into a garage or weaving through traffic. On a winding road, it feels agile and planted, and the combination of that torquey twin and stable geometry means you can build confidence quickly, even if you're not an experienced rider. Braking is handled by a 310mm front disc with a 2-piston caliper and a 240mm rear disc, backed by standard 2-channel ABS. Stopping power is strong enough for spirited road riding, and the ABS intervenes gently when it needs to, without being intrusive. It's not a high-spec radial setup like you'd find on more expensive bikes, but it's more than enough for the performance this machine offers. The important thing is the feel. The front lever is progressive, the rear is useful for low-speed maneuvers, and together they give you the confidence to push the bike without worrying about control. The ergonomics are a real highlight. The seat height is 790mm, which strikes a nice balance. It's low enough for shorter riders to feel comfortable, but not so low that taller riders feel cramped. The seat itself is flat and has that ribbed Scrambler design, making it easy to shift your weight forward or backward as needed. The handlebars are wide and slightly raised, putting you in an upright riding posture that feels natural for both commuting and longer stints. Passenger space is adequate for shorter rides, though Scrambler styling means the rear of the seat isn't the most luxurious. Still, there's enough padding for a friend to join you for a ride around town. Add-ons like luggage racks and grab rails are available in various markets, and because this bike invites customization, a lot of riders will likely personalize their CL500 to fit their needs. And that brings us to the design, because it's one of the biggest reasons someone would choose this bike. The instrument cluster is a compact LCD, showing speed, RPM, gear indicator, trip meters, fuel consumption, and more. It's not flashy, but it's clear and easy to read, which suits the bike's character. Practical details haven't been overlooked. The fuel tank holds 12 liters, which with fuel efficiency in the mid-20s kilometers per liter means you're looking at a comfortable range of around 300 kilometers before needing to refuel. That's enough for weekend rides without constant stops, though it's not as touring-friendly as larger adventure bikes with 18 or 20-liter tanks. Ground clearance is around 155 millimeters, which is fine for everyday use and light off-road detours, but again, you'll want to be cautious on serious trails. The wet weight of 192 kilograms means the bike is approachable and manageable even for those not used to heavier machines. Now let's talk about value. Pricing varies by region, but in the United States, the equivalent SCL500 comes in at around $6,799, plus a destination charge. In the UK, the price is about £5,699. In India, projections put it near 6 lakh rupees. Wherever you are, the key thing is how this bike compares to rivals. Triumph's Scrambler 900, Ducati's Scrambler Icon, or even Moto Guzzi's retro offerings all sit at a higher price point. Those bikes bring their own character and heritage, but Honda has cleverly positioned the CL500 as a more affordable entry point to the Scrambler lifestyle, without cutting corners on quality or usability. It's a value proposition that's hard to ignore. So what are the standout qualities that make this bike worth considering? First, the styling. It genuinely looks like a Scrambler, not just a street bike with knobby tires. The exhaust placement, the seat design, the details like fork gaiters all contribute to the character. Second, the balance. This bike doesn't excel in just one area, instead, it does everything well. It's a city commuter, a weekend backroad machine, and a light explorer all rolled into one. Third, the platform. Honda's 471 cubic centimeters twin is proven worldwide, from sport bikes to adventure machines, and its reputation for reliability is unmatched. Add to that low running costs and easy maintenance, and you've got a bike that doesn't just look good on day one but keeps delivering year after year. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment below. Tell us what you'd want to see tested on the CL500. Highway endurance, fuel economy, light trail capability, we want to know. Until next time, ride safe, and keep the passion alive.